Okay. It's Erannorth Renaissance. This is apparently Erannorth 3, according to its window name. I did do a little bit of playing through. Let's see. It doesn't tell me how long it was. Steam says I have 8 hours played, but I believe that's because I fell asleep. Took a nap with it running. But we're going to start a new game with a custom character. Moronic. Perfect. I have looked through a little bit of the character creator. I created a human, hated it. I created a dwarf. That's what I did, like, whatever, an hour maybe of practice with, or just testing out whether I wanted to even stream this game. What's an Oscultari? I think I want to try magic. Wraith Step? Let's see. Move to a hex within range 6. Okay, most movement is 2. So being able to move 6. It dazes you. Reduces your hit and dodge. So this is like a get out. Okay, and it stealths you though. Stealths and dazes you. If you can resist daze, that might be really cool. You can only be an Outlander. Okay, well, what's a Geldorak? Iron and Grit. Battle Cry. Retaliate and Rage. You get 1 rage effect, 1 magnitude. Physical damage +1. Okay, well that's not going to be a good caster, is it? Werewolf, I kind of want to avoid. Rapid healing. It sounds really good, though. Perception seems like it's good. Get an extra perk point, which is good. Oh. He's an Outlander. Oh, well no, I don't want to be an Outlander. What about a Runehild? So werewolves are shapeshifters, primal strength of beast within, physical abilities, deep connection to nature, formidable in both human and wolf forms, perception, physical damage, rapid healing, cost your whole turn. I think you get 4 AP a turn. Heal 6 immediately and regenerate. So to heal 12 more, that's kind of a lot. We're immune to vampirism. Okay. Okay, Elder Scrolls. Hold your horses. We automatically get the perk. We get another physical damage +1 if we do Runehild. And 3 extra hit points and stalwart rolls. So this seems like a really strong synergistic combo. I don't want to do it. So Dampier is probably a good caster, right? Occult rolls, dodge +2, regeneration effect. And does this give regeneration? No. Okay, so you suck their blood until they stop bleeding. Immune to lycanthropy. Dodge and occult. Maybe a half-elf. Subterfuge. Okay, so this is more of the, like, thief tree. Notability and adrenaline rush. Maybe an elf. Okay, sneaking around. Survival, healing. And this ability that gets synergizes with both healing and covert tactics. So, like an elf template is basically good on anything if you want to add healing and stealth. So it sounds like I'm going to be a human. You can make yourself fear and regenerate. You get +1 initiative, which I don't know if you get a lot of sources of that. It could be good. Diplomacy, which is whatever. I think I'm gonna do human. What's an Akuai? Akuai, ocean person. Get perception. Critical chance, dodge. Physical only, okay. Yo, magic doesn't get a lot of stuff, does it? Herbalism, healing, stealth. Forest person. Desert person. Alchemy. Poison. Vulnerable. Gets duration. Amani. Connections. I believe that's the skill for like having followers and stuff. Initiative. That's synergistic with humans. And weaken. If we pick a kind of magic that does weaken, I think we can weaken something from afar and have our minions go kill it. And I think that is how I want to roll. So we click on our image. Oh wait, let's go back. Oh god, how do I go back? Yes. Human and Amani. A plains person, okay. Tall grasses. Temperate. Seasons change on an instant. We can read the lands. Da 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 da. High trust society with deep bonds. Keeps you alive with a lantern hard against you. Okay. So I'm a plainsman. Maybe this. Like, which of these people looks like they ride horses or... Oh, he's a wizard, though. Maybe I'm just like the plains wizard. I think all this art is AI. I don't know if people have a problem with that. I mean, I don't care, but it does all look a little samey. He looks like the Targaryen dude. A Lannister dude, sorry. Yeah, the Lannister dude. What's his name? Tywin? Okay, well this dude is not very... I don't know. I'm not really getting plains person vibes. But I mean... Maybe everyone is just a normal plains person at heart. Maybe I'll be this dude. He seems like not very wizardy though. Should we go for the Ultra Wizard? Let's go for Elminster here. Our name is Moronic. We could do Nature Wizardry or we could do Esoteric Wizardry. Nature will lend towards polearms and ranged weapon skill, and Esoteric toward that other thing. Magic weapons. Intrigue doesn't get any. It's kind of weird. Don't I start with one in anything? I thought dwarves started with 1 in one and 2 in another. Initiative and diplomacy. Diplomacy. Okay, let's go to... Yeah, whoops. Where's diplomacy? Here. So we'll take at least a point. And then this dude looks like an enchanter or an alchemist. Should we do both? I don't know whether it's better to have 1 in each or to focus on one. But I think I want a little spread. You do get a bunch of skill points at the start of the game before any combat. So this might feel like, oh my god, I only get 3 points and I'm stretched so thin. But actually, you can... Actually... kind of want a weapon skill, so... Or an esotericism. So I get... I want a 1 in something. If I do alchemy, he'll get a 1. Okay, we'll do this. Back to what I was thinking. Enchanting and alchemy. His life goal is to open a wizard store. I can't remember how to begin. Oh, well... Back. Oh, start game. So, we're Mornick, the male human Amani, with wizard powers, kind of. Start the game. Now we can do sandbox mode. But I want to do story mode at least once. So there's going to be a lot of words and I have to read them. So let me have a sip of my water and then I'll get into it. The winds of Elos are soft liars, carrying whispers of time and change, yet offering no warning of the storms they bring. On such a night, beneath the unblinking gaze of stars and the quiet sway of ancient trees, a single thread began to weave itself into the great tapestry of fate. No horn sounded, no omen burned in the sky, only the stillness before everything began to unravel. In that stillness, unaware, one life shifted, and the world, though it did not yet know it, had already begun to follow. As consciousness gently pulls you back from the depths of oblivion, the first sensation to greet you is the comforting warmth radiating from a nearby campfire. Its light dances across your vision, casting a soft glow on the figure seated opposite you, her silver hair shimmering in the firelight, framing a face marked by serene wisdom. The night air, once a sharp bite against your skin, now caresses you with a soothing chill, tempered by the fire's embrace. Your hands, previously numb with cold, begin to thaw in the heat, tingling as life returns to them. You recall the kindness in her actions as she tended to your wounds, her hands moving with a healer's grace. The memory of pain feels distant, a testament to her skill. The world had slipped away from you then, consciousness fading into darkness, leaving you at the mercy of the unknown. Now, awakening in this tranquil clearing, under her vigilant gaze, you feel a profound gratitude mixed with curiosity. Clouded by the strain of recent events, your mind labors to piece together the fragments of memory that haunt you. You recall the journey to Lylethorpe Burrow, an expedition filled with promise and peril, in search of the enigmatic orb, with your friends Janus, Claire, and Rayla. The events that follow blur into a maze of half-remembered images and sensations, bringing you to this moment. The aroma of roasting boar ignites a sharp pang of hunger within you. Enithil? How long was I unconscious, you ask, trying to piece together the lost fragments of time. About a day or so. You must be starving, she observes, her voice a gentle melody in the stillness of the night. With a graceful motion, she extends a plate toward you, its contents steaming in the cool air. The crackling flames weave a comforting, rhythmic dance, offering warmth and a semblance of safety in the wilderness. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm not hungry. Perhaps something to drink. I don't know if I can, I murmur. These pumpkin pasties look delicious, though. I don't eat meat. I'll just say thank you. I got a boar's bronze skewers. Cost 1 AP to eat. You get retaliate and resist bleed. Okay, well that's not great, but it's not bad. The aroma of the succulent meat stirs a deep hunger within you, a reminder of how long it's been since you last ate. You take a bite, and the rich, smoky flavor floods your senses providing not just nourishment, but a momentary respite from the weight of your memories. As you sit by the fire, feeling the chill lift from your bones, questions swirl in your mind. Are my friends safe? Did they survive? And if they did, where would they have gone? The logical assumption is that they sought the nearest town to resupply before returning home. Where's the nearest town? Lamford lies to the east. There's a path nearby that merges with Merchant's Road. Enethil explains. It's the most secure route, frequented by traders and travelers. This way, we'll have a better chance of avoiding danger and finding our way more easily. We can leave at first light, she suggests, indicating that time is critical, whether for your recovery, your quest, or perhaps concerns of her own. Sounds good. I noticed your clothing suffered during your ordeal. I've set aside a fresh set for you in that chest yonder, she says. At her indication, you notice a wooden chest by the side of the campfire, just within the light's perimeter. Choose whatever feels right for you when you are ready, she adds. It's a small gesture, but in this wilderness, it feels like a sliver of normalcy, a chance to reclaim a part of your identity that seemed lost in the fall and the subsequent chaos. I'm sure you have more questions, but we can talk more after you've eaten. You'll need your strength for the journey ahead. Think you will set out at first light. As you're about to open the wooden chest, a rustling from nearby bushes startles you. Your hand instinctively reaches for your weapon, but then you pause, noticing a large wolf stepping into the clearing. The wolf's eyes meet yours, holding a depth and intelligence that seems uncharacteristic of a wild animal. ... Before you can react, Enethil's soothing voice interjects. Do not mind Lynn. She won't hurt a fly. The wolf, Lynn, pads closer to Enethil, nuzzling her hand affectionately. The dawn is not far, and with it, the road to Lamford awaits, a ribbon of possibility that winds through the forest and out into the wider world. Enethil's camp serves as downtime. During downtimes, you can freely explore the area, interact with various characters, and harvest supplies and more. Enethil has prepared a chest with valuable supplies for you. She won't mind if you take everything. Just remember to equip any items or actions you find. Alright, well, let's get into this. Before you stands a simple wooden chest devoid of any locks or visible mechanisms to keep it closed. Its surface is smooth except for a few knots in the wood that add character to its appearance. The chest seems mundane, especially compared to the intricately designed containers often found in tales of treasure and adventure. Let's open the chest. Oh, that's what we have. This is what the chest has. Pants, a shirt, a shield, money, Legends of St. Gregory, lumberjack axe, and some mining stuff, or forging stuff. Let's take them all. Down here is my inventory. We'll put on the pant. You gotta hold and drag, and it stays in your inventory, but at least there's a check mark to tell you. Now you can't equip the axe. It's not actually a weapon. It's a harvesting tool. I could read this. I read it in my practice playthrough. It's long. Let me get some more water. The Legend of St. Gregory III chronicles the epic saga of a knight who rises above the fray to become a king and eventually a saint, leaving behind a legacy that illuminates the darkest corners of Dovin and inspires generations with the eternal virtues of courage, hope, and the relentless fight against the encroaching darkness. Let's go through it. In the heart of Dovin, amidst rolling hills and towering forests, lived a knight known as Gregory. His heart, vast as the ocean, pulsed with unyielding courage and a steadfast resolve to protect his homeland. The realm, however, faced a peril unlike any before. From the shadowy lands beyond the Veil, a deity of darkness and undeath, Morhelis, sent forth legions of the dead to claim the living world as their own. The armies of Dovin stood valiantly against the relentless tide, but despair crept into the hearts of the people as the undead's numbers seemed endless. It was in Dovin's darkest hour that Gregory, guided by divine visions, embarked on a quest to end the reign of terror. The path before him was one no mortal had ever walked. He was to cross the veil between the worlds, a feat thought impossible. Armed with faith and the blessings of the realm's sages, Gregory journeyed into the unknown. The very fabric of reality bent around him as he stepped into Morhellis's domain. The realm beyond the veil was a land of shadows and whispers, a world where the air itself clawed at the essence of the living. Gregory, undeterred by the horrors lurking in the darkness, pressed on until he stood before Morhellis herself. The deity of undeath, a being of unfathomable power, regarded him with a gaze that could extinguish hope itself. A battle of epic proportions followed, Gregory wielding not just his sword but the collective will of all Dovin, fought with a fervor that shook the foundations of the underworld. Every strike and every parry was more than just a physical clash. It was a battle of ideals, a struggle between life and the eternal shadow of undeath. In the end, it was Gregory's unbreakable spirit that prevailed. With a final mighty blow, he shattered Morhellis's grasp over the world of the living. The deity's destruction sent shockwaves through the realms, and the undead armies, lost without their dark patron, crumbled to dust. Gregory returned to Dovin, not just as a knight, but as a savior. The people, once gripped by fear and despair, now celebrated the dawn of a new era. In recognition of his heroic deeds and the peace he brought to the land, Gregory was crowned king. Under his just and benevolent rule, Dovin flourished as never before. But Gregory's legacy reached beyond his reign. After his passing, stories of his courage, his journey beyond the veil, and his victory over darkness spread far and wide. He was canonized as St. Gregory III, a symbol of hope, courage, and the eternal struggle against the forces that seek to unravel the fabric of life itself. And so the legend of St. Gregory III, the knight who became a king and a saint, was woven into the history of Dovin, a beacon of light guiding its people through their darkest nights. Ta-da! Let's talk to the dog. Erannorth smiles gently, her hand stroking Lynn's fur. Lynn, is she your companion? In a way, yes. About a moon ago I found her, wounded and caught in a bear trap. It pained me to see such a noble creature in distress. I managed to free her and have been nursing her back to health ever since. You watch as Lynn sits calmly by Erannorth's side, her demeanor more akin to a loyal hound than a wild wolf. She's been a faithful friend ever since. I believe she understands that I helped her, and in her own way, she's chosen to stay and offer her protection. Erannorth explains, her eyes reflecting a bond formed from compassion and mutual respect. Why did you name her Lynn? When I found her, she was lying injured and vulnerable next to a waterfall. The sight of her, framed by cascading waters, was both haunting and beautiful. It seemed as if the waterfall itself was guarding her, shielding her from further harm until help arrived. In the ancient tongue, Lynn means waterfall. I couldn't think of a more fitting name. I can't help but wonder, how do you communicate with her? It must require great patience and understanding. Erannorth's smile widens, a spark of joy illuminating her features. Indeed it does. Our communication doesn't rely on words, but on gestures, expressions, and an intuitive understanding of each other's needs. She begins, her gaze softening as she looks at Lynn. You might say it's a language of the heart. A gentle nudge, a certain look, or even the tilt of her head conveys much more than words ever could. She pauses, her hands reaching out to Lynn, who responds with a nuzzle against her palm. There's a deep connection, a bond that transcends the physical. It's as if Lynn can sense my emotions and intentions. And I've learned to read hers as well. It's a beautiful unspoken dialogue we share. Turning to you, curiosity sparks in her gaze. Have you ever felt that kind of connection? One where words are unnecessary, and understanding comes from simply being. I can imagine it's a powerful bond, but I'm a wizard. It is, she agrees warmly, and it's a two-way street. I had to prove to Lynn that I was a source of safety, not danger. That meant understanding her fears, her language, and her world. In time, she may come to see you as a friend, just as she has with me. Patience and respect go a long way with creatures of the wild. I didn't ask what you feed her, but okay. I have an axe. I'm gonna get this tree. And my axe. Okay, let's talk to Erannorth. Erannorth extends her hand, offering you a weathered journal. Her silver hair gleams in the flickering campfire light, creating a mysterious aura. Her eyes, deep and enigmatic, convey curiosity and concern. Is this yours? She asked gently. Lynn found it near where you were lying. You accept the journal, feeling the soft, familiar leather under your fingers. Yes, thank you. Find your journal in your inventory. Interact with it when you're ready to set your romantic preferences. This is a one-time choice. You can check your requests and progress anytime. Any in-game journal. Okay, let's read the journal. As the cover creaks open, a sense of nostalgia washes over you. The pages, filled with your scrawled handwriting, whisper tales of past adventures and dreams yet to be realized. Embedded within the fabric of the narrative, a subtle reminder presents itself, almost like an echo from a forgotten time. Remember, the choices you inscribe here in this moment are unique to this turning of the page. Once you close this journal, the paths not taken will fade into tapestry of fate. Okay. Alright, this is where you can choose whether you are gay or straight, and if you want to get really naughty in the story, or just like BioWare romance, maybe. I think for YouTube, we're going to go BioWare romance. It's time to decide. Yeah, okay. No explicit. Let's enable romance, but not explicit. I'm a wizard, so I probably won't romance anyone anyway, because I'm a wizard. That's how... Look at this guy. But then again, like, didn't Merlin have that lady that froze him into the crystal cave? I don't know. My heart seeks a journey of pure emotion, a quest for a connection that transcends the physical. It's a testament to the power of love, unburdened by physical desire, a celebration of the heart in its purest form. Right. So maybe I'm like a Jedi, where I wait, Jedis can. I don't know. Apparently he's a celibate romantic. Let's do it. Your desire for romantic tales is noted. The paths of love and affection will unfold before you. Each step, da 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 da. As you complete the future chapter's story, you ponder further. Who are you gay? No. Do you like women? I think so. Let's do that. This bisexual. I guess this is NB. Or no. Demi. Or. No, asexual. Yeah, that's the one. There's options these days. This wizard fucks. But he doesn't fuck. But he fucks. With women. Do women find him attractive? Rarely, if ever. He's an old man with a 4-foot-long beard. All is noted. Remember, the heart is a complex thing. Da 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 da. Okay. If there's a heart next to a dialogue option, it means you can pursue love. Alright, we close the journal. We gotta talk to her to advance the story. I don't think you can pick these things up. That's just like drawn there. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Some kind of like lean-to or makeshift tent. This might be where she lives, like permanently. As you sit across from Enethil, the firelight plays upon her face, highlighting the thoughtful expression that adorns her features. The quiet of the evening lends itself to conversation, and her presence, both calming and enigmatic, invites questions and stories. What brings you to this secluded place? She hesitates. I will roll a diplomacy. I succeeded? I didn't win a cult, so you need diplomacy and a cult to like figure her out. I should probably write some of this down in case I want to like what's the word? Man, I almost took a cult. Because he's a wizard. But if you want to min-max the beginning and get everything out of this conversation, I guess that's what you should do. I left home many years ago. Back then, I was young and eager to leave my mark on the world. Captivated by magic, its power, and its potential to reshape reality, my mentors saw promise in me and sent me to study on a group of traveling masters. Her eyes cloud with regret as she continues. That apprenticeship was a disaster. The teachers were nothing more than charlatans, preying on the gullible and the desperate. They taught me tricks, not the true craft and science of magic. I fell into debt and, with against my will, became complicit in their deceit. Ugh. Okay, do I want to, like, White Knight simp? Sympathize? Or ask for more detail? Let's ask for more detail. So it's a self-imposed exile then. And Anathel's hands clench in the fist, her face flushed with anger and embarrassment. I realized what they were doing, she says, her voice shaking. It was wrong, horribly, terribly wrong. As she speaks, you notice the pain and remorse in her voice, her body tense with emotion. She takes a deep breath before continuing. I had to get away, she says. So I left, vowing never to return, and now, here I am, many years later, living alone in the wilderness. How'd you become a healer? A smile plays on her lips. The healing arts gave me a chance to make up for the harm I caused. It's one of the ways I try to give back to the world. The people I have healed, the lives I have touched. That's been my purpose since time with my traveling masters. Do you ever miss the city's company and bustle? Not really. I do enjoy the occasional visit to town, though. My main source of food is hunting, so I need to go there for supplies once in a while. But mostly I prefer this place. I love the calm, the serenity, being away from the crowds and noise. It helps me think. And it makes the world seem a little better, too. As you sit across from Anathel, the firelight plays upon her face, highlighting the thoughtful expression that adorns her features. The quiet of the evening lends itself to... Okay, yeah. What's Lanford like? Wait, do you have supplies we could trade for? Okay, I took everything she had from the chest. What's Lanford like? Failed my perception. So diplomacy, occult, perception. I wonder if you can just take those three. Lanford is a small town. I'm sure you'll find it peaceful and welcoming. The people are friendly and hospitable, but not nosy. That's why I like staying there when I visit. Can you tell me, got any recommendations for inns or places? Sure, the Golden Sparrow, nice spot for travelers like yourself. It's got a friendly vibe. They'll make you feel at home. Plus, they serve great food, too. This sounds AI written to me. As you sit across from Anathel, the fire of light plays upon her face, highlighting the thoughtful expression that adorns her features. The quiet of the evening lends itself to... Oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Good night, I'm going to bed. Okay, we're gonna have a dream. I don't want to read it all. We go dungeon crawling and fall into a pit. And that's our flashback. And, this is Claire. She and her sister and some dude were our party, and we get to pick options here to get our stats up. Yeah, this is Janice. What do I have already? Oh. Connections, diplomacy, alchemy, and enchanting. We're gonna diplomacy. Rayla. Yeah, Rayla's my one true pair. Rayla plus 8? That's insane. That's a lot, I think. Alchemy is an option. Druidism. I think I want alchemy. We find an orb. I could do more alchemy. Or let Claire handle it. Let's get more alchemy. Janice. Occult, rituals. I guess I'm not doing enchantment. A skill point could be fun. Connections. So getting connections up 1 for my bonus roll seems worthwhile. Yeah, we'll do connections. Janice, you handle it. Where was it? Here. Okay, here's the orb. I'll stand before it in awe. Someone goes for it. Oh, Rayla +5. And we fall into some pit of darkness. As I survey the campsite, it becomes evident that it has been left untouched for days, perhaps over a week. The remnants of a fire long extinguished and belongings scattered in disarray all speak of a hasty departure. The realization brings a sense of unease, and you scramble to gather your bearings. In this moment of vulnerability, you notice shadows shifting within the mist. The creatures' forms are ghastly and twisted as they emerge silently from the shroud of fog, as if they jumped out of an ancient textbook. Their approach is slow but deliberate, a macabre dance of death inching closer. Despair sinks in as you realize you are vastly outnumbered. But then Lynn, the wolf, emerges from a nearby bush and lunges at them, significantly increasing your odds of survival. Good girl, you exclaim. Your heart races, adrenaline surges, and your hand instinctively reaches for your weapon. I don't have a weapon. Oh, magical weapons. I got a wand. This is your first battle. Before you click continue, please take a moment to review your character and inventory and equip any unequipped items or actions you have. Well, you can't save in combat. You can save right now. This will allow you to retain your progress if the worst comes to pass. Okay. We have a perk available. We might want to get the arcane focus. Astral damage +1. Magical weapons +1. Seems pretty good. Alchemy, however, could be good. 2 hex range, single target. 4 acid invulnerable, reduces armor for 1 round. Target takes 2 physical damage. Okay, that sounds really good. What's the cooldown on it? 4 turns. Okay, well, we'll unlock it. Wait, resourceful. Failed survival rolls get rerolled once. Harvesting +1. Connection rolls, charm +1. 4 defense, 2 armor. The defense doesn't seem to have an expiration. Anyway, I think I want lingering burns and then novice potions. Healing, strengthen. We get a salve of healing and a salve of fortitude. That sounds really good. Okay, our inventory, we've got our wand. What's it do? Let's see, weapon, 1 hand. We could dual wield if we had a second one. We got to equip Acid Splash. There we go. Can we equip this? I don't think we'll use it, but okay. What does the wand do? Cooldown 1 turn. Okay, so it's got a 2 hex range. Minimum distance 2. So it has to be exactly 2. Okay. For physical damage, with a 4% chance to double. 2 astral damage. That's cool. Magic weapons. Okay. Let's take a quick save. More Alright, my turn. Let's put this on cooldown. I have 2 more? Yeah. I killed him. Outright. And then we end our turn. Oh, we control our dog. So for free, I get to move, like, here, I guess. Strengthen and retaliate. And then we can just bite someone? Got him. That's a really good turn, too. Okay, well, now I have to get into range. Zap him. You... How? Right. Are we done? Quick loot. Oh, 13, 8, and 15. 37? No. 36. Yeah, where did Homegirl go? In the aftermath of the harrowing battle, amidst the fallen forms of your ghastly foes, something small and glinting in the soft dawn light draws your attention. It's a ring, seemingly inconspicuous amidst the chaos, yet it holds an allure that beckons you closer. Crafted from what appears to be fine silver, the ring is not merely a trinket. The delicate filigree work speaks volumes about the skilled artisan who crafted it. Its intricate design offers a beautiful contrast to the grim surroundings of your current predicament. Upon closer inspection, you notice an inscription elegantly etched into the silver. The words read, "May our paths always cross." That's Enethil's ring. Do I have perception? I don't. Let's see if we get our roll or not. It doesn't tell you what the rolls are. Failed. Like, you can't hover this and see what the roll was. So... Oh, I had 0% chance. You need 1 skill point to even have a chance. Okay, well now I know. Strain your memory, attempting to recall the details of Enethil's appearance during your time together. However, the specifics blur in your mind, obscured by the myriad of events that have transpired since then. You cannot confidently remember if Enethil wore this ring or not. The lack of clarity is frustrating, but it serves as a reminder that the smallest details can sometimes be the most elusive. I wonder if Lynn knows. I'll do this one. Lynn, I wonder if you know what happened to Enethil in the camp? You've been here longer than I have. If only you could share your story. ... Lynn meets your gaze, her intelligent eyes holding a depth of understanding beyond that of an ordinary wolf. Suddenly, her demeanor changes to one of agitation. She starts to back away, her movements unsteady. As you watch, confused, Lynn begins to transform. It starts subtly, her form shuddering, as if waves of unseen energy ripple through her. Her fur recedes, revealing skin, and her limbs contort into a human form. Now a young woman with light brown hair, she lies sprawled on the ground, disoriented. Her eyes flutter open with confusion and fear. Where am I? She murmurs weakly, panic tinting her voice. She tries to make sense of her surroundings, her expression one of utter bewilderment. She appears profoundly lost and disoriented, as if her human consciousness is struggling to grasp her new reality. Her hands tremble as they touch the ground, as though feeling the earth beneath her for the first time. Before you can offer comfort or assistance, her eyes roll back and she faints, collapsing into unconsciousness. The suddenness of her transformation and subsequent collapse suggest that this shift from wolf to human was unexpected and perhaps involuntary. Rushing over, check her pulse, cover her nude form with my cloak. I mean, if she's a werewolf, she's probably not dead from transforming. Let's just cover her with a cloak. Despite the uncertainty of her situation, you decide it's best to let her rest. With nothing better to do, you sit down in the grass. Okay, I need to figure out what's going on in her connection to Anethil. As you decide to wait for Lynn to regain consciousness, you keep a watchful eye on her, ensuring her safety. After several tense minutes, she begins to stir. Her eyelids flutter open, revealing eyes filled with confusion and disorientation. The woman stirs, moaning softly. Her eyes flutter open and focus on you. What happened? She asks. Her voice hoarse with confusion and pain. Attempting to sit up, she looks around, trying to orient herself. You notice the fear and uncertainty in her eyes. The experience has clearly shaken her. It must be so bewildering. You've undergone something extraordinary. I'm moronic, and I'm here to help you piece things back together. The short version, I'm moronic. We just found a group of undead together, and suddenly you transformed from the wolf I know into this human I don't. Right after... Lynn listens to your explanation, but struggles to comprehend. I don't understand. I'm just a normal girl, she says, her voice quivering slightly. I live in a wooden cabin to the south. It's about a day's journey to Lanford. Her mission is startling. She has no memory of being a wolf or the events that occurred in that form. It seems her human consciousness is completely disconnected from her experiences as a wolf, leaving her with a gap in her memory and an identity crisis. I was just gathering herbs in the forest, and then, I don't remember, she continues, frustration and fear evident on her face. As you listen to her, you grasp the severity of the situation. Lynn, or whatever her real name might be, is adrift in a world she doesn't fully comprehend. You seem overwhelmed. If you need someone to talk to or help piecing things together, I'm here. We can start by getting you back to your cabin just to ensure you're safe. Jossa Lynn. Lynn looks at you, a mix of relief and surprise in her eyes. You would do that for me? She asks, her voice tinged with gratitude. The fear in her eyes ebbs slightly, replaced by a glimmer of hope. She nods slowly, accepting your offer. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done out here alone, she admits, her expression reflecting her reliance on your help in this disorienting situation. I guess we'll go here. Something Basin. This is obviously her house. Oh, Emerald Basin. The Emerald Basin is a tranquil lake nestled at the foot of a cascading waterfall. Its clear waters mirror the sky and reflect the vibrant colors of the surrounding foliage. The gentle lapping of water creates a soothing rhythm that calms the soul. What can we do here? Nothing. Maybe there's a location here? No. That matches this hex. A bridge going over something. Anyway, let's go to this forest. I want to save. I'm sure there's going to be walls and walls and walls of text. As you and Lynn, now known as Jocelyn, veer off the Merchant Road into a clearing, the picturesque scene of her family cabin emerges. Nestled amongst tall, whispering trees, the cabin radiates rustic charm. Its wooden structure, aged with grays, harmonizes with the surrounding nature. Sunlight streams through the leaves, casting dappled shadows and lending the clearing an almost ethereal ambiance. Jocelyn's eyes linger on its familiar contours, her voice softening with each resurfacing memory. Mom would spend hours in the kitchen, especially on chilly days. The whole place would fill with the scent of her mushroom stew, she reminisces, a distant look in her eyes. She claimed it was her secret recipe, handed down through generations. The warmth in Jocelyn's voice evokes the image of a cherished home. She turns to you, revealing a hint of vulnerability. I hope you get to try it. Mom's mushroom stew is really something. Maybe she'll cook it for dinner, she suggests, a gentle invitation in her tone. I'd love to... Homemade mushroom stew sounds perfect after the journey we've had. It would be nice to enjoy a home-cooked meal. I'm going with that. Oh, she loved me anyway. Wildflowers dot the area around the cabin, their vibrant hues stark against the earthy tones of the woods. The air carries the gentle sound of nature, the rustling of leaves, distant chirping of birds, and the soft whisper of the wind. It's a serene, almost idyllic setting, a stark contrast to the chaos and dangers of your recent experiences. However, as you approach the cabin, a sense of unease washes over you. The idyllic scene is disturbed by something alarming, a trail of blood leading to the cabin door. The sight sends a jolt of alarm through you, and you notice Jocelyn's expression turn from nostalgic relief to horror. Something's wrong, she gasps, her voice tinged with worry. Without hesitation, she sprints toward the cabin, following the ominous trail. Concerned for her safety and driven to uncover what has transpired, you follow closely. Jocelyn reaches the cabin door and rushes inside. You're right behind her, stepping into the cabin with heightened alertness. The once cozy interior, a sanctuary of warmth and safety, now feels like the backdrop to something sinister. Your eyes quickly scan the room, absorbing every detail amid the tense atmosphere. The charming rustic features of the cabin are now overshadowed by an overwhelming sense of dread. In a peaceful yet haunting repose lies the body of an aged woman. This must be Jocelyn's mother. You turn slowly... I'm only going to read the one I pick. My voice is already getting... My throat's like getting tired. Oh, asshole wizard things? I can't. Even if I want to be a wizard, I can't be an asshole wizard. Whoa, not that one either. I'm just gonna say I'm so sorry, Jocelyn. Perception failed. Her knees buckle, and a strangled cry escapes her lips as she stumbles forward, recognizing her mother's lifeless form. No, 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 she stutters, a mix of disbelief and anguish in her voice. Tears well in her eyes, spilling over as she collapses beside the body. Do you think I did this? She asks, her voice breaking, looking up at you through tear-streaked eyes. The pain in her question is raw, a mixture of fear, confusion, and unbearable grief. Her hands tremble above her mother, not daring to touch, as if holding on to the hope. This is just a terrible dream. Let's see. She was found in a bear trap, or maybe a wolf trap, almost a month ago, so probably right after she turned for the first time. I mean, assuming it was her first time and not being lied to or something. And then she spent the last month with, I forgot the woman's name, the healer chick. So she could have, like, turned into a werewolf, killed her mom, and then run out into the forest and stepped in the trap. Or whoever turned her into a werewolf also killed her mom. And in that time she went off and was found, stepped in the trap and found. So, like, there's a plausible story for her innocence and a plausible story for her guilt. Although, I mean, it's the wolf that did it, not her. Like, if you can't control yourself when you're the wolf, and the wolf does something, did you do it? I don't think so. Anyway. Let's be realistic about it. It's not about what I think, it's about finding the truth behind what happened here. Please tell me I didn't do this, she whispers, agony in every syllable. Okay, I'm kind of being an asshole wizard, but I'm also gonna find the answer, and if she did it, then she should know. I'm not just gonna lie to you to make you feel better. Or I might tell you you didn't do it, but only if it's the truth. That's how I should say it. The question, rhetorical yet heavy with need for absolution, hangs between you. She trembles, torn of emotions overwhelming her. Guilt, fear, uncertainty, clutching her chest. She breathes breaths ragged. Her plea is heart-wrenching, showcasing a vulnerability that contrasts sharply with her earlier strength. I mean, she was strong as a wolf. Okay. I don't have diplomacy. I don't have any of these. Diplomacy, perception, rituals, primal? Oh, I have diplomacy. I don't have perception, rituals, or primal. Let us not leap to conclusions without evidence. That's basically what I wanted to say anyway. Oh, she loved it, and I succeeded. Your words soothe the tempest of her emotions, offering a path forward through the chaos. Jocelyn nods, the logic in your words providing a lifeline. Yes, let us seek the truth together, she agrees. You watch as Jocelyn absorbs your words, her eyes a mixture of hope and sorrow. Your observations offer a small beacon of rationality in her emotional storm. Perhaps it was bandits. Now, I happen to know that if you pick this one and you don't have Druid or something, you fail. So these have roles, but they don't tell you what they are. And I think I'm going to do this one. Perhaps this is tied to the mysterious undead sightings, you speculate. Actually, let's give it a save. Text. Save. Yes, don't ask me again. Undead, she whispers, her voice barely audible, as if a thing of legends and fantasy has somehow invaded her reality. But why? Why would they come to this peaceful place? The distress in her voice is palpable, the notion of such malevolence invading her safe haven almost too much to comprehend. You pause, considering her reaction. The connection seems plausible, especially given the recent undead incidents. Timing and proximity suggest a potential link. It's hard to say for sure, but we can't overlook the possibility, you respond softly. The undead could be an escalating threat, and their presence here might explain what happened. Jocelyn nods slowly, absorbing the grim reality. But my mother, she had nothing to do with these things. She murmurs, a blend of sorrow and confusion in her voice. What will you do now, you ask, meeting her gaze. After a moment, suspended in the heavy silence in the cabin, Jocelyn takes a deep, steadying breath, her eyes still holding traces of turmoil within, meet yours with newfound resolve. The vulnerability that had momentarily lowered her defenses now gives way to a quiet strength, an inner conviction that speaks volumes in the soft timbre of her voice. Thank you, she starts, her words slow, measured. For being here, for everything you've done tonight. It means more to me than I can express. A pause as she's gathering for her next words, but I think I need to be alone now. To process all this, to confront it in my own way. Okay, wish you the best. So you don't get her as a companion. I didn't get a fail message from that check. Which you do if you take that other option and aren't a druid or like a vampire, not vampire. If you have a werewolf background, I think you can. Maybe I just don't get her because I'm too dissimilar from her. Alright, mist curls around your feet as you approach Lanford, the path softened by recent rains. Ahead, the shattered remains of a carriage sprawl across the road, its wheels torn apart, spokes jutting into the air like the limbs of a fallen soldier. The horses are nowhere to be found, likely having bolted or worse, taken by whatever caused this wreckage. The air is heavy with the tang of iron. Blood smears the interior of the carriage and splatters across the ground, leading like a macabre guide into the shadowed woods bordering the road. Broken glass glints among the debris. Perception or warfare? I don't think I can do perception or warfare. It's perception. Warfare. Let's follow the trail into the woods. With cautious steps, you follow the trail to its grim conclusion. Before you lies the corpse of a man partially concealed by the underbrush, his lifeless eyes fixed on the canopy above. His attire, though once fine, is torn and stained with blood, indicating his significance. The disturbed ground around him shows signs of a struggle with trampled foliage and blood painting both leaves and earth. Investigate the scene. In the throes of death, his hands clutch a broken amulet, its fragments shimmering with a faint, unnatural light. Nearby, an open, leather-bound journal's pages flutter as if caught in a breeze that isn't there. The writing inside may reveal his identity and the circumstances of his tragic end. His sword and a small, intricately carved box, now empty, rest beside him. Ooh, occult. I'm not occult. Survival, I'm not survival. Right? Occult. And survival? So I think, now that I see this, my new early game strategy should be to get one in as many things as possible so that I can play the game. Let's inspect the carved box. I wanted the journal. You kneel beside the small, intricately carved box, its craftsmanship suggesting importance beyond mere appearance. Opening it reveals nothing but the whispers of what once was. Perhaps tokens of significance or tools of the trade now gone. Its emptiness speaks volumes, hinting at a loss or a removal in haste. The box, with its delicate carving, seems to have been a personal item, possibly holding items of power or sentiment now missing, leaving only questions in their absence. I don't see the point of failing a roll. I mean, let's save. Roll. Yeah, failed. No point in failing. Well, let's go back. So you extend your senses toward the amulet, hoping to catch even the faintest whisper of arcane energy. You find silence. The amulet, though finely crafted and bearing ancient symbols, holds no magic. It's but a piece of metal and stone. Its significance lost to time. Okay, let's resume our journey. Oh, okay. I'm sure we'll get another chance. What did happen to Annethel? Oh, complete Lanford main gate. Okay, so I can click this and complete this step of the quest. I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay. Got a text in Chinese that I can't read. Well, let's go into the main gate. Okay, this is basically as far as I've been. So what? Almost exactly an hour. Okay. And that's with reading out loud, but skipping the dream sequence, basically. Lanford streets are alive with the hustle and bustle of daily life. Merchants peddling their wares, townsfolk engaging in lively conversations, and children playing in the narrow alleyways. The air is filled with the scent of fresh bread from the bakery and the sound of the blacksmith's hammer. The bright sunlight casts a warm, inviting glow over the town, highlighting the colorful facades of buildings and the cheerful disposition of its inhabitants. The town's energy would be infectious if you didn't feel so exhausted. I should find a place to stay. Sunlight dances on the cobblestones, casting lively shadows that keep pace with the bustling town life. Amidst the day's vibrancy, your need for rest becomes increasingly pressing. The bright light, though lively and warm, feels harsh against your tired eyes, making your quest for a place to stay all the more urgent. As you shield your eyes and look around, the Golden Sparrow Inn catches your attention. It stands as a quaint and inviting oasis in the midst of the town's activity. The exterior of the inn is adorned with beautifully carved woodwork and flower baskets that overflow with vibrant colors, offering a visual respite. The inn's doors stand open, their welcoming embrace evident, even from a distance. The promise of a cool, shaded interior and a moment's rest from the relentless sun is too inviting to pass up. As you step into the Golden Sparrow, the cool respite of the inn is welcome relief from the bright sunlight outside. The common room is alive with rustic charm, its sturdy wooden tables and chairs offering a sense of homely comfort. The walls serve as a tribute to the town's culture, adorned with local artwork and tapestries that depict the history and stories of Lanford. Sunlight filters through the windows, illuminating the room with a natural, vibrant light. It enhances the cozy atmosphere, lending a lively energy to the space. Patrons are scattered around, some engaged in animated conversations, others savoring their meals in quiet contentment. The air carries the enticing aroma of herbs and spices, promising delicious fare. Your gaze is drawn to the innkeeper as she approaches with a confident stride. Her demeanor radiates warmth, her kind eyes reflecting a life steeped in hard work and sincere hospitality. "Good day. Welcome to the Golden Sparrow. I am Olivia. How may I assist you?" she inquires with a smile that effortlessly bridges the gap between professionalism and personal care, immediately making you feel welcomed. Don't I have 3 friends? Nice to meet you, Olivia. I'm looking for 2 dear friends who might have stopped by here. Have you seen anyone that might fit their description? I'm really hoping to find them soon. Olivia liked that for some reason. Describe them to me, she prompts, her tone hinting at a multitude of untold tales. You nod, vividly portraying your friends with words. Start with Claire. Claire's hard to miss, about this tall, red hair, shoulder length and a little wavy. You pause, your heart catching as you picture the way it shimmered in the light. Wait, I thought Claire was like the sister of the girl that I liked. Why am I not describing what's her name? Let's just be factual. You pause, hoping the details you provided will jog Olivia's memory. Her expression remains thoughtful as she takes a moment before responding, her words deliberate. No, sorry. Janice is tall, broad-shouldered, heavy-set, blah 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 blah. I believe I saw your friend Janice, she begins, buying supplies in the market a couple days ago. A relief and concern wash over you at her revelation. If it's him, he should be easy to find, she adds, her brow furrowing slightly. Why? You ask her, puzzled for her certainty. Olivia leans in, her voice dropping to a whisper as if to confide a secret. Well, he caused quite a commotion. It's rare to see someone of his stature involved in a market scuffle. He punched a merchant over a disagreement. Caused quite the uproar, indeed. Do you know what happened next? He was arrested. Olivia continues, her expression softening with sympathy. The city guard doesn't tolerate disturbances, especially physical ones. They apprehended him swiftly. I'm sorry, but if Janus is in the city lockup, that's probably the best place to start. Arrested? Great. Janus always did know how to make an entrance. You pause for a moment, the words catching in your throat. One more question, if you don't mind. Rayla, shoulder-length red hair, green eyes like her sister Claire. About this tall. Fit, slender. You force yourself to focus, pushing the memory aside. She disappeared some time ago, and I'm trying to find her. Your voice falters at the memory of Rayla's last moments flashes through your mind. The void swallowing her. The way it felt like watching her fall into certain death. The shock and helplessness still cling to you, as if she's slipping away all over again. Have you by any chance seen her, you finally ask, already knowing the answer, but daring to hope. Olivia's expression softens, her eyes flickering with empathy and reluctance. She sets the cloth down and leans in slightly as if to shield her words from the bustling noise of the inn. I'm sorry, she begins, her voice gentle but steady. I haven't seen Rayla here, but don't lose hope. The roads have been dangerous and it might take time. That doesn't mean she's not out there. Maybe she just took another path that didn't lead here. Thank you, Olivia. Try to find out more about Janus at the City Guard. Janus might have information about Claire. Oh my goodness. And his... Sorry. I'm gonna... Okay, that should be better. And his unusual behavior on the market could be a clue in itself. Renting a room can wait. You think Olivia again for help? Her local knowledge providing valuable navigating the complexities of Lanford. As you leave the Golden Sparrow, the city streets await, each corner and shadow potentially hiding answers or further questions. We didn't ask about the healer chick. Let's see, the market, residents. Oh, here we go. There's people, Eric, Eldon, Marin, City Guard. Wait, who's up there? Isn't that her? Wait, is that one of my party members? It's hard to tell. I don't think so. I think her hair was more red. Alright, let's go to the barracks. King's Justice. Guard Captain, let's speak to him. Secret requirement failed? Man. Is this whole game gonna be like this? The stern facade of the Lanford Guard Barracks looms ahead, its foreboding presence a stark reminder of the city's stringent order. Approaching the entrance, you are met by a figure whose bearing and uniform mark him as more than a mere guard, a captain perhaps, his demeanor exuding authority and seasoned experience. Excuse me, Captain, you begin, addressing him with a respectful nod. I'm here about Janus Bone Thresher. I've been informed he's currently in your custody. Captain sizes you up with a practiced eye. I succeeded at diplomacy. Nice. And a connections. Wow, so you get 4 rolls. His expression revealing nothing. I didn't get any XP. I have 15 out of 200. I'm level 2. Oh, I got a perk. Should I get... Acid damage +1. Wait, I have alchemy 3? Okay, so... Oh, wow, I do. So stacking one skill really high... Probably good for combat. Going wide... Probably good for getting more rolls in the story. Okay, we're gonna unlock this. His expression revealing nothing. So I can diplomacy or connections. Which one do I like better? I understand the situation may seem clear-cut, but Janus acted out of a misunderstanding. I assure you, his intentions were never to cause harm or disrupt the peace. He punched someone. We're willing to make amends for the confusion and ensure such an incident doesn't occur again. Captain Janus is a valued member of our community, and his absence has been deeply felt. His actions, though misguided, were not malicious. I ask for leniency in your judgment, that he might be given a chance to rectify his mistake. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Janus, the one who stirred trouble at the market. Yes, he's here. What business might what you have with him? He asks, his tone hinting at both curiosity and skepticism. He's my companion, and I believe his actions were out of concern for a missing friend. I'd like to arrange for his release, you reply, hoping your words find some resonance of empathy. The captain's expression softens slightly, but his stance remains firm. Assault charges are serious. Normally, we wouldn't consider releasing someone so hastily. However, he glances around, ensuring a measure of privacy. Our cells are near capacity, and the commander's been looking for a solution that doesn't involve releasing the more dangerous elements back into the streets. Sensing an opportunity, I quickly interject. Okay, let's do this. I understand the seriousness of the charges, but I don't want to spend all my money. But I believe there's more to the story. Janus isn't a violent man without cause. Could we discuss the circumstances that led to his arrest? The captain regards you intently, his eyes narrowing as he assesses your sincerity, his stance relaxing ever so slightly. The incident at the market was unusual, he admits, his voice lowering. Janus's actions were disproportionate, but some witnesses suggested provocation. It's an atypical case, but not your usual brawl or petty squabble. The captain's words hint at complexities beneath the surface, echoing your belief that Janus's actions were not without reason. I know that simply paying a fine won't address the root issue here. Perhaps there's a favor I could do for you in exchange for Janus's release. Captain nods slowly, his expression revealing a calculated thought process. There's a situation that requires a subtle approach. A series of thefts have been plaguing the merchant district. It's a delicate matter, one that demands finesse rather than the usual force. We suspect it's the handiwork of the Thieves' Guild. So you want me to look into it, you ask, understanding the gravity and potential danger of what he's suggesting. Precisely, the captain agrees, his tone indicating that you've understood the unspoken terms of this unofficial agreement. Address this issue for us, and I'll see to it that Janus is released into your care right now. Right now, but be warned. He adds, his voice taking on a stern, authoritative edge. It'll be your responsibility. Any further disturbances, and it will be on your head. Fail to keep your word, and neither of you will be welcome in Langford again. His words resonate with a severity that underscores the gravity of the situation. This isn't just a simple favor. It's a transaction laden with risks and responsibilities. You nod in acknowledgement, fully aware of the consequences should you falter in this task. Understood, Captain. You have my word, you assure him. The resolve in your voice mirroring the determination in your heart. Man, I can't read much longer. He gives you a brief nod. Very well. You're free to go. But if you need assistance, you can find me at the barracks. I'll get to the bottom of this. Can you tell me more about the thefts? You inquire, eager to gather as much information as possible to strategize your next move. Captain sighs, his frustration with the situation evident in his demeanor. Started a few weeks ago, seemingly minor items, jewelry, small trinkets, and other valuables. Then it escalated to more valuable objects, more recent targets, even had signs of forced entry. We suspect the guild, but we haven't been able to gather any evidence. The victims are reluctant to speak with us, afraid of further retribution. We need this matter resolved as soon as possible and discreetly before it escalates further. Thank you, Captain. I'll do my best to resolve this quickly. He gives you a brisk nod and dismisses you with a wave of his hand. Very well, you're free to go, but if you need assistance, you can find me at the barracks. Is Janus in our party now? I don't have a party. Let's talk to Janus. Inside the barracks, the heavy clang of the cell door echoes through the stone corridor as it swings open, revealing Janus Bone Thrusher, not Bone Thruster. That'd be a great name. He stands up, his imposing figure almost filling the doorway. His expression shifts from stark surprise to relief as he sees you. The last time Janus saw you, you were both in the collapsing ruins, a situation from which escape seemed improbable. By all accounts, he might have believed that you perished along with Rayla. By the gods, you're alive, Janus exclaims, his voice a mixture of shock and relief. I thought you were done for back in those ruins. What in the world happened to you? Blah, blah, blah. You tilt your head, giving him a once-over. I could ask you the same, Janus. What in the world happened to you to cause such trouble? Janus frowns at your question, his shoulders slumping slightly. I was in the market, asking around, trying to find out if anyone had seen Claire, or Rayla and you. Most folks didn't know anything, or didn't care to say. He paused, jaw clenching. Then this merchant, some smug spice peddler, with rings on every finger, decides to start running his mouth, so Claire and Rayla were probably just whores playing adventurer, and that no one would miss them. Janus's eyes flare. I told him to take it back. He laughed, said maybe I was the one who led them to their deaths, that I was looking for them because I couldn't live with what I did. So yeah, I broke his nose, and maybe a couple of his teeth, and I'd do it again. Should we scold him? I don't know. I want him as a companion because I don't want to just not have companions. But I don't want to say I would have done the same because I'm a wizard and I don't go around punching people because I have pathetic punches. And that helped, did it? Brawling in the streets over an insult. Now you're locked up and the trail is even colder than ever. Oh, he did not like that. He shrugs. Guards were nearby, didn't take kindly to it. Next thing I know, I'm in chains and being told I'll rot here for assault and public endangerment. It's a long story, Janus. I barely made it. You reply hinting at the harrowing experience. But we can talk about that later. Right now, we've got more immediate issues to deal with. Janus's concern quickly shifts to another matter, his expression turning grave. Did Rayla make it too? Have you seen her? He asks urgently. His question is loaded with worry. Why are you worrying so much about Rayla? Rayla's my girl. Why don't you worry about Claire or whatever her name is? The question hits a nerve, bringing back a rush of memories and unanswered questions. I haven't seen her since the collapse, you admit. After I fell, I ended up elsewhere and had to find my way back. I don't know what happened to her. Janus nods solemnly, taking in every detail of your story. Then we have more reason to find them both, he says, his voice carrying a newfound determination. If you could survive that, they could have too. We have to hold on to that hope. As you lead him out of his cell, the heavy door closing with definitive clang behind you, you quickly brief him on the current situation and the conditions of his release. You're released in my custody. There's a condition. We have to handle a situation for the guard. Thieves Guild, series of thefts in the Merchant District. Janet's face hardening with the mention of Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild, huh? That's a dangerous game, he says, in his voice low and serious. But if it means getting out of the cell and helping you, I'm in. I owe you one for coming back for me. Just remember, any trouble and it's on both of us. We need to approach this tactfully, to remind him. Got it, Janice replies. He joined the party. I'm not keen on making more waves than necessary. Let's get to work and see what we can uncover. And after this, we'll find out what happened to Rayla and Claire. He pauses for a moment, running a hand through his hair, then adds with a wry grin. But first, mate, I'm in dire need of a proper bath and decent bed. Can't tackle mysteries while smelling like a bog and feeling like I've been sleeping on rocks. There's a cozy inn nearby, the Golden Sparrow Inn. Golden Sparrow Inn, eh? Janice raises an eyebrow, his grin widening. Sounds like just the place I need. Lead the way, friend. As you and Janice make your way through the streets of Lanford, the city's vibrant life unfolds around you. Bustling markets, chatter of townsfolk, and the distant melody of a lute player create a tapestry of everyday life. Wonderful. I got his release from the guardhouse, and that's an achievement on Steam. Riven Halford, Florentia Byford, Merrick Kelburn, City Guard, it's Midday's Peak. The Inn Tap Room. Welcome back to the Golden Sparrow. How may I assist you this time? Rent rooms for a couple days. I'm not going to read all this. Here's your keys. Breakfast in the common room from sunrise till mid-morning. Ew. As he tosses and turns, seeking a fleeting moment of rest, an unexpected sound jolts you to alertness. In the stillness of the night, the creak of the balcony door shatters the silence of your room at the Golden Sparrow Inn. Your heart pounds as you spot a figure cloaked in shadows, advancing with a blade gleaming in the faint moonlight light. The silhouette moves with a predatory elegance, swiftly closing in. Moonlight flickers off the cold metallic blade, a silent omen of impending danger. I roll to the side. There was a timer, so I didn't read everything. Your restless night, filled with a barrage of thoughts, kept you on edge. As the assailant advances, your instincts are sharpened by numerous dangers spring into action. You roll away just in time, the blade missing its mark by inches. Your head beats a loud cadence of survival. Your heart beats a loud cadence of survival. The unexpected maneuver momentarily unsettles your attacker, giving you a brief opportunity. Disarm. Yet its experience, they regain their composure. The knees, it denotes expertise, deflecting my attempt and swiftly retaliating with precise thrust aimed at my chest. As the blade arcs toward me, my instincts kick in. I dodge, but not fast enough. It slices my shoulder, ripping through the fabric and flesh. Sharp pain jolts through me. Vivid reminder of the imminent threat. I grimace, I don't know. Feeling blood seep from the wound, but there's no time to ponder the pain. Adrenaline sharpens my senses, focusing your mind. Despite the agony, the attacker, a mere wraith in the dim light. It's unrelenting, their movements methodical and ruthless. This is a fight for survival. I scramble to my feet, ignoring the pain in my shoulder. Your mind whirls, trying to predict their next attack. They strike again. With lethal precision, you defend yourself, throwing every bit of training and instinct. And it's a desperate battle for life. Every learned skill is now crucial. The blade dances through the air, a deadly ballet. You're locked in a perilous duel, each evasion a temporary reprieve from death's embrace, but you refuse to yield, fighting against the looming peril. Let's ring the bell. In a moment of desperation, you dive for the nightstand. Your heart races as you grab the room service bell. I could have just yelled. The attacker is close, their blade slicing the air with fatal purpose. The fate intervenes with a twist. You stumble on the rug, an accidental move that turns advantageous. Clutching the bell, you fall. Its ring loud and dissonant, shattering the night's quiet. The sound is startling, a harsh melody that reverberates through the inn's halls, a cry for help. The assailant halts, outlined against the moonlit balcony. Their aggressive stance falters, uncertainty seeping in. The bell's clamor persists. This brief hesitation is all you need. In that moment, the shadowy figure reassesses, contemplating the risk of discovery versus their mission. Then they retreat into the shadows with fluid motion, leaving only a whisper, "Till we meet again." A sinister voice carried by the night wind. A rush of movements, soft thud, then she's gone. Vanished. With only her words and the bell's lingering chime as evidence of the encounter that nearly cost you your life. Well, there's a wound on my shoulder. Sudden loud noise should cast. Within moments, the door to your room burst open, revealing a concerned Olivia, the innkeeper, accompanied by several curious patrons. What in the name of Drydelon happened here? Olivia exclaims, quickly scanning the room. Her eyes catch signs of a recent scuffle, an overturned chair, a dislodged rug, and the lingering aroma of smoke. An unexpected visitor. A reminder that danger can find us in the most unexpected of places, but with preparedness and calm, we can overcome. Olivia steps forward, her look transitioning from worry to an analytical one. Trouble isn't new to my end, but this type is unprecedented, she comments, meticulously surveying the room for additional damage or threats. Alright, return to your rooms, everyone. There's nothing more to witness here. Are you injured? She inquires, examining you for any wounds. Ugh. I got cut in the shoulder. I think the AI writer just like hallucinated that part of the story away. Well, you're made of stern stuff, I see. Still, if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks. You're welcome. Just ring the bell if you need anything. Okay, the next morning the rays of sunlight filter through the windows, stirring you awake. As you sit up, rubbing your sleep from your eyes, you notice something unusual. A note placed on your bedside stand. Jesus, another person snuck in while I was sleeping? I know who attacked you. Meet me in the deranged hermit at dusk. Chill runs down your spine. Who could have left this note? How did they enter your room without waking you? The possibility of being a trap crosses your mind, but then why not just attack you in your sleep? Why this elaborate invitation, and most importantly, where is this place? Mountain. Do I get my breakfast? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna stop reading so much. It's really causing my esophagus to be very uncomfortable. Text, text, text. So first things first, can we get a breakfast? Where's the shantytown? Over the river? Evening's glow. How's it evening already? Jesus. We just woke up. This city must be massive. Movement range 2, accuracy. What is he? Human? Okay, he's all red skills. And bladed weapons and might. Human, he's heterosexual, a guardian. Oh, Runehild. Okay, so that's a northerner thing. Yeah. Physical damage, initiative. Stalwart, okay. Stalwart. Okay, well, so let's get him a perk. Oh, let's look at his inventory. He's got an axe. I assume an axe is a bladed weapon. I think I want to do maybe... Oh, Janice gets his own tree. Resist push, resist pull, defense, Initiative. Oh my god, that's amazing. Battle Surge. Unlock. I don't need to read anything else. Free turns. Yes, take it. Knight's Embrace. Wait, so this isn't a shantytown. Okay. Let's go to the... Should we explore? Where's the damn deranged hermit? Oh, here it is. Well, let's load. Wasn't it here? No, is it here? Posting Lodge? Leaving the warm glow of the Golden Sparrow Inn behind, you make your way through the dimly lit streets of Lanford, heading towards the notorious part of town where the deranged hermit is said to reside. The closer you get, the more the atmosphere changes, the buildings become more run down. The streets narrower and more winding, the air carries a mix of odors, none of them particularly pleasant. As you turn a corner, the deranged hermit comes into view. It's an imposing structure, its ramshackle appearance belying the lively, if not slightly menacing activity within. Muffled sounds of laughter, shouting, and music spill out from the cracks in the walls under the door. The sign above, featuring a crudely painted, grinning hermit, creaks as it swings in the night breeze. Before you can take a step... Hey, isn't that her? A figure detaches itself from the shadows. A woman dressed in flamboyant attire, her makeup heavy and her smile practiced, steps into your path. Looking for some company tonight, love? She purrs, her voice smooth as silk. Her gaze is calculating, missing nothing. Am I going to be a desperate loser who hits on everything that walks? No. Perhaps another time. I think I'm just here to see the sights. Well, what do we have here? Someone who looks like they've got a bit of coin to spare. We are not looking for trouble. I don't think we were giving you a choice. I may die here and well, I guess I saved pretty recently. Well, there's 4 of them, at least. I don't get to continue my move. Now. Range 4. I didn't get a turn? Oh. Do I get a cleave? Yeah. Well, cleave. I'm not sure how to do this. It didn't, the cleave didn't cleave. Huh. We just go here. Is he dying? No, don't die. Damn you. I didn't want to use this on you. I have 4 AP. Missed. Whoopsie. Oh my god, why is he running away? Okay, well, we died. Good. Get me out of here. I don't want to play this game anymore. Alright. Well, I don't think that game is worth $13. I might play it off stream some more and see if I change my mind. The AI writing, the AI drawing wouldn't bother me if it was like good, but it doesn't feel especially good. Anyway, maybe you enjoyed this. I hope you did. Thank you very much.